So now that the M44 is gone, and I actually had somebody pick it up, so that's completely out of the car and out of the picture in general, I can finally start focusing on the M52 that's going to go in the car. I have two M52s that were designated for this project. One of them will be for my E28, and then one of them is for this car. This one is designated for the TI. It matches the trans and the cluster. They're out of like 150,000 mile 328. That one's kind of stripped down, so what I need to do is finish taking everything off of it and kind of get a baseline for what all I need to do to it, and then transfer over the intake manifold, engine harness from the other engine. So I'm going to get started, and like I said, I want to get this stripped down to a long block and see what I'm working with. This engine was actually the one that was out of the black TI that I already parted out, or that I bought for the swap, which was a running driving M52 swapped car. It had a Castle swap DME, which deleted the secondary air pump, which is why this exhaust port here is capped off. So I'm probably not going to run this whole piece when I put this back together. I'll either make my own block off plates or purchase the correct ones for it. But this is either going to go in the trash, or I'll just cut those off and weld my own block off. Probably should have had a catch pan. Well, that's the M52 pretty much stripped down to a long block. There's some sensors plugged in still, some little things on it, but stuff that's not detrimental to me putting it back together or that needs replaced necessarily. The engine's fairly clean, cleaner than I kind of thought based off the way the block looks. The block definitely needs wire wheeled, and I don't know if I'll paint it, maybe just spray it black quick, but the rest of it looks pretty clean. The water pump looks good. I'm going to replace the cooling system anyway, just while it's apart. And I think that's some of the stuff I still need to order. I already placed one FCP Euro order for the box on top of the car. Haven't even opened it yet. I think I ordered that like a month ago, so I've got to even see what's all in there. But I think that package is enough to get the engine pretty much assembled, other than the cooling system, which that I can do in the car. So next steps, I need to clean up the block and then just kind of clean up the engine. I know I got a valve cover gasket, spark plugs, so kind of just clean everything up and start putting parts back together on the engine. And then it'll be transferring everything from this other M52 harness, the intake manifold, stuff like that, over to this engine. But that's a wrap for tonight. Push these things back in place. Probably leave this one up towards the front of the garage because it's the one I'll be working on more. So situate things and clean up, organize all my parts that I pulled off. I have everything in a pile over to the side. But yeah, making some progress.